Brandy is with us in Sacramento. Hi, Brandy. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. It's so nice to talk to you.
You too. What's up?
So me and my husband plan on leaving California in 5 years when I can retire early from the state and start collecting my pension. So we have sold 2 of our 3 homes and have that money just sitting in the bank. And with interest rates expected to rise and inflation going through the roof, where should we invest that money for the next 5 years? We want to have it, available when we're ready to buy out of state.
Yeah.
But
if it were me, I would put a portion of it, if not all of it, in just a simple index fund, an S&P 500 fund. Okay? Now, what that is a fund that follows the stock market exactly. It's not going to do better than the market or worse than the market. It's going to be exactly following the market. Now, not the Dow Jones Industrial Average, but it's going to follow what the real market is doing, the overall market. It's the top 500 stocks, according to Standard & Poor, and that's the S&P 500, okay? And so I do that when I'm parking money, and it's a conservative, mid-range mutual fund investment. It's very predictable, and it has no commissions on it, so you're not going to get, I don't mind paying a commission when I'm going long-term, but when I'm just sticking in there for a little while. And I'll do that sometimes for a year or 2 years, not even 5. But when you do it for 5, you're pretty safe because the market's track record over 5-year periods of time is very, very good to make some money. And you don't have to make much here to do better than the bank because the bank just doesn't pay anything.
Yeah.
And the good news is you're investing basically in companies that are inflation, meaning the things that they make and that they provide the prices are going up on them, so they're reflected in your returns. So that's what you call a hedge against inflation when you are investing in the things that are the elements of inflation. That makes sense?
Yes, it does.
So, but now here's the thing. What you ought to do is you ought to do a little bit of study on that and see what the track record is and say, okay, how many 5-year periods of the S&P make money and how many lose money? And you go, oh, whoa, I could lose money. Yeah, you could. But what's the likelihood based on that? I don't know that number off the top of my head, by the way. It's the vast majority make money, though. Probably 90% of the 5-year periods make money. But 10% of the time you could lose money. Well, based on that, I don't want to put it all in there. I'm going to put some in CDs. Okay, that's fine. But CDs are going to pay you 1-2% even if rates go up. And the rates are not going to go up to the inflationary levels because we're sitting, we may see some double-digit inflation. And so if you're not making at least 10% on your money, you're not going to be ahead of inflation. Follow me? So you're taking the risk of inflation kicking your butt if you don't invest aggressively enough. If you invest too aggressive, you're taking the risk of actually losing the money. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that's why that's what I would do with it. It's what I do with mine. I just park it there, and then any money that it makes, it hardly has any turnover ratio, so there's hardly any taxes on it until you pull the money out. And then if you did make some money and you pull the money out, it'll be taxed at your capital gains rate rather than your ordinary income rate. So it's even tax advantaged in that sense. So good question. Thanks for joining us.